I'm good, Christina. How are you
I
doing?
am awesome. Cannot complain. The sun is shining out here on the West Coast. And whenever that happens, everybody just feels a little bit better. Everybody's just a little happier. So I'm all for that. I'm here for it all summer
Yeah,
long.
it's so true. I am wearing a sweatshirt, which is a bit ridiculous, but I left the house early this morning and to drive my niece and her husband to the airport, and I wanted to be cozy.
There you go.
So I was in the car with my sweatshirt and with sandals and air conditioning,
Blasted.
and I forgot to take it off. Yeah, because it's really warm out there. But now I'm sitting in my air conditioned house and everything's good and I'm comfortable and happy
Nice.
as can be.
Good, good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What have you been baking lately?
Well, yesterday we had our annual summer barbecue for our Interfit Pilates group. And it's just such a wonderful community. I think I've shared with you how much I love Pilates, and even more so, the community of people and the new friends that I've made
Yeah.
since joining the studio. So we had our annual summer barbecue. It was awesome. We had, I think, close to about 40 people attend, and just so much food
Oh,
and so much fun stuff. So I actually made,
and you brought something.
of course I did, and I had to bring something sweet, of course, right? So I actually made a ding dong cake. So going back to our childhood, so it was just really simple, like rich dark chocolate layers, and it was filled with like the white fluffy ding dong filling. And then covered in a beautiful chocolate ganache. So I used like a 72 percent dark chocolate, which was just perfect for it.
Wow.
And it went over super well, and it was really good. So, but I had some extra batter left, so I made you a cupcake. Not ding dong
You made
form.
me a cupcake.
I filled it with cherries, which are my favorite fruit at this time of
Oh,
year. Well, you baked butter tarts last time, so I figured I needed to
thank
make you
you.
a little cake. So there you go. I was,
I'm very happy.
I don't know if you can see the gold on there.
That's
That look
beautiful.
extra. Yeah. So anyway,
Just for
just
me.
for you.
Thank you so
I
much.
can save it for you.
I will enjoy it. Yeah, yeah. Save it for me. Stick it, wrap
I'll
it up
stick
and
in the
stick it in the
freezer.
freezer.
Exactly. How about you? What have you been baking?
I Well, I finally made that coconut lime cake that I was going to be making when I came over to your place and we were working on all our baking scraps videos and stuff. Um, and yeah, it was just as delicious as I thought it might be. It used a lot of limes, but really just for the zest.
Mhm.
So I had some extra limes left over. But we had lots of fish tacos while Alicia, my niece, was here. And so the limes worked really well for that. We needed the lime juice for the mango salsa. We needed the limes to squeeze all over top of our fish. So, yeah, we didn't waste anything, and the cake was delicious. And everybody who saw my post was asking for some. So I didn't think the pictures were very good, but apparently it looked delicious enough. So,
It looked
and it was.
it looked absolutely delicious, and nothing screams summer more than lime and coconut, right?
Lime and coconut.
So,
Yes, that's for sure. And then we made cinnamon buns yesterday because this is a thing. My brother in law, so my niece Alicia and her husband have been visiting. My brother in law, her dad, he's obsessed with cinnamon buns. And so every time I go to visit, it's like it's on repeat in his brain. Lisa, we have to make cinnamon buns. Lisa, when are we going to make cinnamon buns? He comes here to visit. Okay, but we're going to take a morning to make cinnamon buns, right? And then Alicia came and I was like, so what kinds of things do you want to do? Like, we're in Victoria. It's beautiful sunny weather. She loves nature. And she's like, well, we have to make sure we make cinnamon buns.
that's hilarious.
So
It runs in the family.
we did a lot of nature. It does. We did a lot of nature things, but then we did make the cinnamon buns yesterday. We made three different kinds. We made salted caramel. We
Mm,
made one with rum soaked raisins in it. She apparently loves raisins in her cinnamon buns. So she thought that would be her favorite. And the third one was just plain cinnamon buns. But I wanted to put an icing on it because the salted caramel ones have salted caramel all over them. Um, the soaked ones, rum soaked raisin ones, she just wanted plain with butter. And then I thought we needed an icing on the regular cinnamon buns. And we had some sheep's yogurt
mm.
because she can't have dairy. And so we made this frosting out of sheep's yogurt It's really, really good.
Sounds
It
good.
tastes like regular yogurt.
Oh.
Yeah, and it had that lovely tang to
Mhm.
it. So I took some vanilla bean curd at not curd, vanilla bean paste, and then I added the sheep yogurt to it, and it was just fabulous. It was a great spread. So yeah, that was a fun
Sounds
day. Fun
sounds
day.
delicious, and you can never go wrong
Yes,
making mega batches of cinnamon buns, right, Stacie?
we
Never
used
can.
we used my big mixer. Yeah, and it was really fun to
Uh,
put it together.
and welcome, Stacie. This is so exciting to have you here. This is Stacie Bennett. She is the owner operator of SugarLove Baking Supplies out in Langley, BC. And we are so thrilled to have you here today. I actually first met Stacie in a cookie class. Stacie's a cookier, and hopefully we'll hear a little bit more of her journey to where she started her baking journey to where it's led her. And now she's a successful business operator with a fabulous store that I highly recommend you guys check out. It's my favorite happy place. That in Costco, it's up there.
What we're right with Costco. Oh my gosh.
Yes, up there with Costco. That's how
We have a
awesome you
membership
are.
program.
Perfect.
So
Welcome, Stacie.
Thank you so
welcome to Baking
much.
Scraps with Sweet Talk.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. It's very bright, so I feel like I'm in a
Awesome.
spotlight
Well,
right
we're
now.
very excited to have you.
Oh, you're perfect. That's
You are,
awesome.
yes, it's wonderful. I'll when I edit the video together, I'll put like a glow around you.
Just like a
Does that sound
halo.
good?
Ooh.
Just like for fun.
I'll
Like this is our
I'll
spotlight
take the
today.
halo. I'll take the halo.
Getting some more light on me. There you go. I'm a
Why
little
not?
brighter.
Why not? Yes.
Cool.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
All right, I'm Stacie Bennett. I am the owner of SugarLove Baking Supplies, formerly SugarLove Cookie Designs. I stumbled into
Right.
the supply world by not mistake, but almost mistake, and fell in love with it. And it's been a wild ride ever since.
Cool. Now, how did you start baking? Did you have any inspirations along the way?
Yeah, so my grandma, she's like an incredible baker. She's from England, so she kind of taught me like the how-tos of it all. And then, bless my mom, my mom can't cook, so I kind of took or bake, sorry. So I took over the baking for her, and I loved it. And so she used to be my taste tester. So when I was like, she said when I was 6, I made this rainbow log sort of a cake that I put in the microwave, and she tried all of mine and she was absolutely amazing. She's the best taste tester, and now my kids do it to me and I'm like, oh, so good. But I had so many good like inspirational people like early on who really just made it so it was okay to trial and error as a kid and not like you have to be perfect. So it was a beautiful like space that I was grown up in, and I really enjoyed that. And then I always loved baking. And then actually when I was 21, I got a severe egg and dairy allergy, like severe, like my jaw locks if I have egg. And so going from being this
Oh.
baker who bakes everything to can like eggs and
Mhm.
dairy butter, like it's literally the
Yeah,
baking world. And so I had to recreate.
it's
Oh
devastating.
my gosh, I got my allergies and I remember sitting on the floor and it was my birthday and I was holding this cupcake my mom got from the store and it literally was crumbling in my hand and I just sat there crying and I was like, this can't be the only thing out there. And like 15, no, 13 years ago, 18 years ago, there wasn't anything
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
that. And
It
so
was the only thing out
it was
there.
the only thing. And so I was like, nope, I'm not gonna eat this stuff. It's terrible. It's sawdust. I'm going to recreate. So I recreated everything into vegan baking. Essentially, I say vegan baking because if I go to a restaurant and I say I can't have dairy, I can't have eggs, they're like, oh, okay, but you can have butter, right? I'm like, nope, that's if you say vegan baking, you covered them all. So I recreated all my recipes and fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And I also love sugar, so it's it's a great thing to have. And then when my daughter was 1, I was too cheap to pay someone to do sugar cookies for me. And so I was like, I can do this. I've baked. It's not a big deal. And so I had like the glass of wine. The music was playing. It was like a beautiful moment. And my husband turned to me. He's like, you should do this as a business. And 11 years ago, there wasn't a lot of cookie people out there. There wasn't classes out there. And so I just kind of
Wow.
took a couple online classes, told my friends I was starting a business, and had 450 cookies my first month and cried every day. So that's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
And
then you did.
Is that how you know you're a success?
Yeah, when you cry every day.
Every day crying. It's fine.
Happy tears, though, right?
Oh yeah. Turned happy at the end.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's awesome. And then you obviously ran a very successful cookie business, and not just selling cookies, but you actually taught classes. And I was fortunate enough to take one of your classes as well. I'm to this day, I mean, Stacie is an awesome teacher. I'm just truly pathetic at decorating sugar cookies, as Lisa can attest to.
I was going to say no. And then I was like, oh, yeah, wait, we did that. Yeah, okay.
It's not,
I would never say pathetic.
I do.
It's not your strongest skill.
No. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I think I have some other skills that I bring to the table.
You're amazing at other things.
Totally.
Well, okay at everything. Yeah. But anyway, but certainly not a master of sugar cookie decorating, but Stacie really, really is. So maybe talk about your journey from being a cookier and then sort of the pivot that you did to retailing or wholesaling baking supplies. And I know you started online and then obviously grew in popularity, and you now have a retail brick and mortars store as well as the online platform. So take us through that journey.
Which is beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. You know what? It's kind of like
it was a real pleasure to visit.
Oh, I'm so glad. You know what? I feel if I have to be here every day.
Jumped over my words.
If I have to be here every day, I want it to
make it nice.
My vibe was like pastel Palm Springs. That was like my vibe that I was going for. I have to be here every day. I want to feel like I could close my eyes and be like, oh, I'm in pastel Palm Springs. And I feel like I think it's pretty close.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, it really, really is.
So I started teaching cookies kind of like 5 years into my cookie. I got asked to do it. And then that kind of took off. And then I got invited to teach in Atlanta. I got invited to teach in Miami and St. Louis. And so I got to go to all these big conventions and teach. And it was so much fun. I absolutely loved it. And I was kind of at like the height of my cookie career and my teaching career. I was doing so much of it. Like it was actually almost bad how much I was doing. I'd drop my kids off at school. I'd go from 9 until 1 and do cookies, pick up the kids, do stuff with them, put them to bed, 7:30 to 3 a.m., do cookies, and then go to sleep, wake up, do the whole thing. And I was like thousands and thousands of cookies a week plus teaching. It was a little bit crazy. And then unfortunately,
just as a one-woman show.
Actually, yeah, totally. Yeah. And I was
insane
doing some errands, just like personal errands. And I was at a stoplight or going to merge, and some kid came behind me and smoked and totaled my minivan.
Wow.
And smacked my face off the steering wheel. And so I have not done cookies in 3 years. So I got to that point where I had 6 dozen cookies sitting on already in boxes, ready to be delivered the next day. I was in a merge for 8 hours. I was like, oh my gosh, my face, it was black. I had, I had bleeding on my face. I cleaned up and I went and met my people for deliveries the next day because I already had them already done. So why would I not? Because that's how messed up my brain was. And that was the last cookies I ever did. And so I kind of was at a place where this love that I had, this incredible passion that I created and had this space, and like I was being invited and I had emails being like, can you please teach here? And I was at the height of my career, and it was taken away from me completely. Like I could not, like my vertigo, like it was so bad. I was in bed for months. I couldn't do anything. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe a couple months later, I'll be able to do it. So at the 5 or 6 month mark, I was like, okay, maybe I'll try. And then I was like flat out on the floor with vertigo, couldn't function because it's the look down, look up when you're doing cookies, and it's like the lights.
Yeah.
And so I've gone from like living my best, I thought, to doing, like, it was taken away from me fully taken away from me.
Mm.
I had my online store kind of like trickling in the background, but it wasn't anything that was like my passion, because it was just something that I just really enjoyed, bringing baking supply products to people. And it was just something that was kind of on the side that I could help out when
Yeah.
people were in that trouble when the stores were closed. And then I was like, well, I don't think I'm going to be able to do cookies again. And so this was a year and a half mark. And I was like, well, I have this online store and it's just growing and growing. So why not take it to the next level? And it just kept getting busier and busier, and people were coming to my door all the time, and it looked like I had some sort of dealings happening at my house. So I was like, I need to do
You meet
something.
people at gas stations and do the drop-offs. We did that a
We
few
need this to
times.
look legit.
During COVID,
Exactly.
I did these little cookie boxes that you could pick up, and they did so well during COVID, but we met in the Michael's parking lot and they were black boxes. And my husband's like, this looks like a drug deal. There's a lineup of cars. I'm like, here you go, here you go, here you go. Right?
You want some sugar?
Yeah,
I got
I
that.
got you covered. I got you covered.
Yeah, and I had this opportunity with the space that
You
I'm
got
in
a big
now.
trench coat. You're like,
I don't. Would you like some cookies? Let me grab them for you.
Yeah. Would you like the stars or the moons?
Or the other side is all characters.
Too funny.
Yeah. So I had this
I got to do a
opportunity.
cartoon of that now.
Yeah, I had this opportunity to have this space that I was in. So I got to rent it, and it was such a good space for us to be online. And then I just kind of was like, okay, well, I can't do cookies, so I need another passion to put all of my love into. And I already love baking, so baking supplies was not so far off. And I just ran with it, and it's been crazy. And then I have
Yeah.
Cristina teaching at the store, because we taught together at Yes Chef. And so I was like,
Yes.
she's amazing. I brought her in. Her classes sell so well at my store because she's amazing. I always am like trying to get her tips. I'm like, what is she saying now? I'm like,
Oh,
but yeah,
that's so sweet.
She's
And
an
I'm
excellent teacher.
well, I am so inspired by you. I mean, getting taken out at the height of your career, and it's your passion to boot. So at the height of everything, everything's going super well. In a blink of an eye, literally, you go from 1,000 cookies a week to zero. And I think the fact that you picked yourself back up and you just ran with another passion, and have really from such a horrific situation built something up so beautiful and wonderful, and built a great community around it as well. Like, seriously, incredibly inspiring. And it really truly is my honor to know you, and I'm flattered, and so happy that you trust me to do some classes for you as well, because they're so much fun, and the energy and vibe at your place is just beautiful. So thank you for that.
thank you so much. We love having you. So we can't wait for September onwards.
Sweet.
Are you going to be teaching there regularly, Cristina?
Yes, she is.
As much as Stacie will help me.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yay!
She doesn't have a choice.
That's so
Yes.
sweet.
I wish I were closer.
There are so many other great classes. So can you give us a sneak peek on what we might be able to expect this fall? I know you did a little teaser, but are you able to share with us, or at least talk about some of the classes you have done in the past? Because they're amazing, and I've taken some as well. And Stacie really has, like I said, a fabulous community of other bakers and brilliant, talented people that come and also do some classes. So maybe you can talk about some of those and
Yeah,
what you might
absolutely.
be most excited about this fall.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're into our third year we kind of do teaching semesters. So we'll do October to December, and then we do February to kind of like May, June. We kind of break for summer. So summer's like the best time because I get to plan all the teachers that I have bringing in. And we have quite a lot of regular teachers that we have, and that do anything from like insane buttercream advanced floral class that Bria does. She does it every year.
Oh,
She changed it. It's
crazy.
like, if you don't know Bebop Cakes, you need to go see her stuff. It's like next level, like insane. And so we have so many incredible people around here that my thing is if I just continue to bug people, they'll eventually just give in to me. And so this is how I've gotten most of my teachers because they don't, they're like,
That's
oh,
how we got you here, right?
Yes, we just kept bugging you, and you're like, I need to get these people to stop stalking me.
no, it was so exciting. Your guys' podcast is amazing. I love watching it. It's so good.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
thank
So
Thank
good.
you.
you.
But yeah, no, we
Okay,
Being
have,
that's
fun.
one more watcher. Yes.
yeah, woohoo! Now we have quite a few teachers coming in that are our regulars, like Christina. She does incredible macarons. That it's such like a texture thing that she shows you like a step by step, and so all of our classes are very step by step. I don't love it when you're kind of just like thrown into the water. I've seen some classes that you're like, this is how you do it. Now just go play. And so because I have been a teacher for
Yeah.
so long, I love a very step by step. I want my students to start businesses. I want them to do amazing. I want them to just find their passion that I had and have. And so like finding like all the different kind of categories to make sure that everybody's covered. Like we have like okay, I'll say it. We have
You're hearing it here
I
first.
know, you totally are. We have someone who specializes in like wedding topper cake decor with like wafer paper. So it's something that's like how to like properly like mold it and do like all these incredible things. Like the stuff that she does, I'm
Wow.
floored by it. And we have like little things like adorable like little figurines with fondant, and we've got like macarons, and we've got airbrushing, and we've got like how to use, like I do an in-depth 2.5 hour class on royal icing consistency where you get to feel the consistencies of every single thing, and nobody's allowed to go further than that step we're on, so everybody at the end can dip cookies, do everything with it. And we'll have cupcake classes and cake classes and buttercream floral classes, and oh gosh, it's endless the amount of classes that we have.
That's
Because
awesome.
I want everyone to be able to do something.
Yeah, super excited about the wafer paper. And if you're doing the airbrushing one,
Yeah.
because I picked up an airbrush from you, oh, I don't know how many months ago that was now. I still have it in the box.
Girl.
So I want to, I know. Maybe we could trade off a vegan macaron for airbrushing.
Actually, yes. Let's just do
Let's do that. Let's do that. Because I look at it and I'm just overwhelmed.
Oh,
And I
no.
think that's what happens with people when they start something new or trying something new. So I think the classes that you offer are just so amazing for people to really stretch their skill set, learn some new skills, and use them in their businesses, and add that extra value, right? Because it's all about trying to be as profitable as possible. So those extra value adds that you can throw on are crucial to running a successful business. So again, the work that you do, the people that you're partnering up with, is just such amazing work, and we're glad to be part of that, and glad to actually learn from the many people that you bring in as well.
Yeah, I'm so glad it's a space where everybody can come to.
Yeah, because it's one thing.
Yeah.
It's one thing to watch a YouTube video and say, okay, I can figure out how to make some kind of wafer paper decoration for a wedding cake. It's another thing to do it. And then
Totally.
to be able to be taught step by step.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to come over and visit you that weekend
100%.
or one
100%.
of the times that class is on. Because that's worth it for sure. I can hop on a ferry, right?
Yeah,
I have a place to
exactly.
stay, right, Christina?
No, absolutely. Doors always open. So much fun. So cool. And then you also, so not just in store, but online. So you do a lot of wholesale orders as well. So you support a lot of baking businesses, like you said, and also like the amateur sort of home baker. And there's something for everybody. And you're constantly bringing in amazing, fun, exciting new products, new gadgets, new tools, because we all need those so much. And I'd rather buy from you rather than sourcing it from other places that we kind of use sometimes as a backup. So it's so nice to have you in town and local, and also your deliveries amazing if you need to get it delivered. So you guys have such a high customer service level.
Thanks. Yeah, we want to make sure, like my whole thing behind it is I I hate when you go somewhere and you're not getting the attention you deserve. And so we pride ourselves on our customer service. Like on our floor, we have like inspirational sayings, like "You're amazing." Like it's just, I've always wanted to create a space where everybody feels equal when they walk in the door. So it doesn't matter if you've decided that you're going to make cupcakes and you've never made them before, or you're like a cupcake queen. I want everybody to walk in and be like, okay, this is a space where I know that I can succeed because the people that I have hired here are all baking experts. We all have all the questions for you. We can help you with anything. And we just want it to be a space where you don't feel like you're asking a dumb question. You don't feel like you don't know what you're doing. So whenever you come into our store, even online, like I'm constantly like answering questions for people. We just want people to have a space where it's very personalized and it's very much for you. It's not like, like the big stores where they're just trying to get as much money as they possibly can. So our store is very much into like promoting women and men in baking, and just making sure that like everybody in the baking space, there is a space for everybody. It doesn't matter if there's like a million cookie people. The amount of cookie people I help when I had my business is I want everyone to succeed. If everybody's succeeding, then the bar keeps getting raised and the standards keep getting raised, and I want people to succeed. And so that's why in my business is that we're very much like, we want to help you. Like if you don't know what you're doing, come to us. We'll help you. We'll get you there. And I also have a problem where I love bringing in new products. And so I regularly have
such a great problem to have.
So many products coming in the next like month and a half. It's out of control. Like I've been on Facebook Marketplace getting new fixtures and gondolas. I'm picking one up today with a U-Haul van. And so that's
awesome.
I want to always be bringing in innovative products, especially stuff from Australia and the UK. There's so many incredible things that are coming that'll be so popular here in about 3 to 4 months, but I'll already have it in store for you so you can be in front of everybody.
Yeah. So that's one thing, is just staying on top of all the trends. How do you do that?
I don't love, like my girlfriend, it drives my girlfriend crazy. I hate shopping, like clothing shopping. She takes me shopping. She makes me put my hands out. She loads me up. She dresses me essentially. Baking shopping, I can go to the cows come home. Like I can shop baking supplies and like watching podcasts, and especially like I have a friend in Australia, and I'm like, what's new? Like what's happening over there? And so we're always talking back and forth, and I always want to bring stuff that's new, and I want to bring it. And I also like, we have a lot of Canadian companies in our store. Like I really focus heavily on Canadian companies. And then if it's not in Canada, then like North America. And then we kind of branch out to like Australia and the UK. And like, we're trying to also support other small businesses. So if we're all supporting each other, it's better than me just ordering from like, where everyone else orders stuff. So
yeah. No, absolutely fair. So what is it about Australia that, because there are so many incredible products coming out of Australia right now. What is it about that particular country that is so on top of the latest of trends and fun stuff coming up in this baking space?
I don't know what it is. I don't know if like God put all the bakers there because nobody wants to move there because there's spiders and like things that'll kill you there. I don't know if they're like, God gives more there because there's spiders that take them out. I don't know what it is. That's my only rationale that I have. They have sharks, they've got spiders, they've got like
it's plausible
snakes, they've got it all. This is my only rationale thought that I have why. But it's like, it's nuts, the stuff that's like coming up from there, and the stuff that we hear whispers of. It's like Australia is the place where everybody should be with everything. Essentially, Australia starts the trend, and then a couple months later, it goes through Eastern Europe, and then it hits England. And then once it hits like England, France, Italy, then it trickles into the US, then it comes to us. So we're about 8 months to a year behind all the trends that happen. And so my thing is if I can bypass all this time, get the product and have it all ready. So like we brought in these long cupcake boxes. So instead of like the traditional, like, I don't know, I try and people love them, so I'm trying not to bash them, but like your traditional like rectangle, there's these long, we had custom made long cupcake boxes. We saw something similar in Australia and I was like, I want to tweak this completely to something that's, because we do things very different. Like we don't put fondant on a lot of things. And so I need a very like depth box. I wanted a lot thicker. So I completely had them manufactured for me. They're long cupcake boxes. They kind of look like a bouquet box when you're holding it. It's like flowers by cupcakes. But I had people like 4 months ago that are like, I don't really like this. I just want the regular rectangle. And I was like, just wait, give it 4 to 6 months. And sure enough, people are like, I saw these long cake cupcake boxes in like the UK. How can I get them? I'm like, they're right there.
We have them.
We have them.
We got them. We got you covered.
Totally.
Awesome. That is so fantastic. I'm so excited I'm coming over the end of this month.
Love it.
And so I think I'm going to have to stay overnight, and we'll make a little
We'll do a
jaunt
road trip.
into the
Absolutely.
store. And yeah, I need to, because I mean, I stood there the last time. I was just like looking at everything, and I got myself a few things that I didn't have over here.
Yeah.
I mean, you're always going to have a difference being on the island, that we're not getting as much stuff. So
For sure.
yeah, you two are my supply secret now for certain things. I got some cake boxes from you. That was fantastic.
Perfect.
Because I have expanded my cake box inventory.
Amazing.
And yeah, you got to have cake boxes that fit all sizes of cake. So yeah, but now I'm like really intrigued with these long cupcake boxes. I'm way behind the trends, I'm sure now, but I love the idea.
When are you coming?
In a couple of weeks.
25th, 26th, yeah.
If you were just like a week later.
Oh, am I going to miss something?
Stacie!
I know. The stuff that we have is silly.
Okay, so you were able to do a sneak peek on some of your classes coming up. Can you give us a little nugget on maybe the most excited product, or the product that you're most excited about coming up?
When is this podcast launching?
It's actually, this one won't be, it'll be the end or beginning of August, maybe?
26th.
Yeah, beginning of August.
Beginning of August.
So it'll kind of come around like a week or so before, because I think all of our stuff is coming the 2nd to 8th of August.
Perfect. You can plug whatever you want, and your secret is safe with us until then.
That's totally fine. No, we're bringing in these.
We're very good at keeping secrets.
I love it. I also say that I'm good at it, and so I'll go to my garden and I'll tell my raspberries all my secrets, because I can't tell the world yet.
No, but the worst part, Stacie, is that you'll do those little teasers on your Instagram. And it like kills me every time. I look at it and just like, I've got something coming that you guys are gonna love. And I'm like, no, don't do this to me again.
I know. It's terrible of me. But I just try to like make it like Christmas for you when it does come. The anticipation.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And this way we can plan.
Part sometimes.
But this way we can plan. We can plan and wait. So
totally, yeah. So I mean, some of the things we have coming in, we're focusing quite a bit on like mini cupcakes. So that's like a massive trend that's coming through. So we already have a 12 cupcake mini, but we're gonna have a 24. So you can put them in 24 into a box, and like cupcake aligners and all that sort of fun stuff. And then we've got a lot of like cupcake toppers and cake toppers and like paper fan things coming. One of my very excited things is the new trend that's it's very, very popular in the UK right now. It's slowly trickling here. There's a couple people. There's a girl in Edmonton who does quite a bit of these. But they are like, it's a number, and you put like tissue paper in, and then you add like beautiful floral cupcakes into the number. And that's how you present it. So if it's like, you could do 20, you could do 1, you could do whatever you would like. And so we got these boxes custom made for us. So they're like the depth that we want. They're like perfectly beautiful. And so you would essentially put tissue paper in and then put all of your gorgeous cupcakes in there. And then that's how you would sell it. And so it just like, it takes like your normal 6 to 12 cupcakes from being, okay, that's pretty at a party, to like, oh my gosh, like look at this. You can have them all complete, like having a 20 or a 30 or even like a 60 for like a wedding anniversary or something. You could have so much like such a beautiful design instead of having like a massive cake if you didn't want it. So and there's so many other things.
Oh, I love it.
Awesome. Oh, well, that's so cool. And the packaging that you've brought in of late has been phenomenal. And I think, is it SugarLove?
SugarLove Mountain. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do such beautiful design work. And I know you just launched some on your Instagram for fall and Halloween
Yeah.
coming up as well. So much fun. And you can have so much fun with packaging. And it must be, how difficult is it to narrow all those decisions down? Because I would imagine you've got so many
She just buys
choices.
it all.
Yeah, maybe that's what you do.
What I like to do is I like to have like the base. So because I have people like Holly, who's Sugarloaf Mountain, she like the work that she puts into her stuff, like she was kind of like the first person in Canada to really create these and curate these boxes that are just stunning. I mean, like, anyways, they're just so beautiful. And she does so much work into making sure that the quality is there. And so for me, as a baking supply company, why would I go and rip her off? Right. And so I have problems when people rip people off. I think it's nasty, and I think, it happens. That has been happening often. And I think people need to, put themselves in check and realize that you're supporting somebody who then people are supporting you. It is a beautiful cycle. And if we can keep this cycle going, just because you can maybe make a little bit more money, I don't think it's a very appropriate professional thing to do. And so I love being able to support people. So for me, I have the base. So like if you want your cake boxes, I've got them 14 by 14 by 16 tall. I've got them white. I've got the base. Holly has incredible boxes. So for me, I'd way rather support Holly, bring in her incredible boxes, give her exposure, and then my customers have the option to find prettier boxes from Holly, or they get the base boxes from me, and I am totally okay with this. And so that's what I like to do for my business is I like to get like the base. I focus on the bases, which is like the
Right.
majority of the people want when they do a cake, they just get a cake and then they'll
Mhm.
put the decorations on it. But I like to
Yeah.
be able to bring in people who do unique things and custom curated things to bring in more spice into the store where I'm not having to do the work for it or rip somebody off. So I love to
Right.
just the base. And I don't have any more
No,
room for anything.
That's great.
you need more marketplace. You need to do more shopping on marketplace for more fixtures.
You know what? I was at somewhere last night at 6 o'clock getting two gondolas that are coming to the store so I can spray them white and like, paint them pink and do my thing. And then I have a fixture that I just picked up from Spring Shoes in Willowbrook Mall, and it's a spinning fixture for something. And then I have
Ooh,
pegboard coming from somebody's backyard that I'm going to spray. And then
that is awesome. Well, I can't be more
Where
excited.
are you going to put it?
it'll fit
She
somewhere.
has
It's
room.
fun.
I mean, everything that you have in there moves around.
Yeah.
So that's the good thing, being able to move it so that you can have room for your classes and so that you can bring in all these new fixtures and everything. So, how much room do you have in the back? Because I know there was a back room.
We have three.
Is that like a big, huge warehouse
We have
or?
three massive spaces where we keep all of our products. So I'm actually this was my office, and now it's changed into like all of our boxes. Like we're all the way up there. So all of our this
Wow.
is just like our boxes that we use all the time stay on the bottom floor. We've got another room at the back, and then we've got a massive room upstairs. And then we're actually launching our new teaching academy spots for all of our classes from October onwards. We'll be in our brand new teaching facility. So we will not use the store at all. You'll just go upstairs and it will all be there for you.
Wow.
I'm so
Oh,
Which
excited.
will be
it sounds like things
fantastic.
are going really, really well.
Yeah.
This is awesome. I'm excited for you
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so
and
Super.
much.
excited for everybody who gets to come and visit.
Totally.
Absolutely. And it's been such an incredible journey for you. Like I said, from, you know, a horrible situation to what you've been able to build over the last little while. And it's, you know, probably horrible to say, but sometimes things happen for a reason. And I think, you know, you were destined to do what you're doing, and because there was such a need in the market. And I am so glad that you found that and ran with it. And now you're just turning it into something completely beautiful and amazing and such a fabulous resource for everybody, not just locally here,
Mm-hmm.
but, you know, within Canada, and if you also support North American market with your deliveries, I mean, it's just
Yeah.
truly amazing. Or internationally.
We do.
So
We ship to Australia all the time, UK, France. Like we ship a lot all over there, which is it's so fun. I'm like, woo! I always do little notes like from your Canadian supplier.
That's awesome.
Love it.
So cool.
Oh,
Congratulations on all that
Thank
success.
you. Thank you.
And can't wait to see where you take the business next. It's incredible.
Thank you so much.
So
yeah.
cool.
This is
And
awesome.
then the other thing that you've been doing as well, obviously with your dairy and egg allergies, I see a lot more products coming into your store as well that are allergen aware. Your sprinkle lineup that you guys do, the vegan meringue powder, which I love to use as well because my niece is vegan. And then
You've been plugging it.
pardon? Yeah,
You've been plugging the
I
vegan meringue
I
powder.
have. I have actually. It's amazing. I just actually worked with it again recently, and it's such a beautiful product, and it works really well, and it's just a great alternative because, again, like 10 years ago, these products weren't that
Yeah,
readily available, and now
totally.
it's so nice to have so many things, so people who do have these allergies can actually really fully indulge. They're not missing out anymore. It's
Totally.
not that crumbly cupcake that you were crying into when you found out you had your allergies, right? It's like you could actually be fully excited about it, and that's
Totally.
wonderful. And so I know that's a big part of what you're doing as far as new products that you're bringing in is having those allergen aware products, which is fabulous if people are looking for those.
Yeah, I think because I have allergies and my daughter actually has a dairy and wheat allergy. So that threw in the whole gluten-free baking thing. And so I became very aware that, especially birthday parties or as a baker, I want to be able to use sprinkles and know that,
Mhm.
someone who's, gluten sensitive can have them. They're totally fine. And I don't have to worry
Yeah.
and be like, oh my gosh, do they not? Because wheat's in
Mhm.
everything. They're in Twizzlers. It's in like the most
Yeah.
ridiculous things. And so I want to be very cognizant in making sure that everybody can be included. And so because all of our sprinkles are manufactured specifically for us, like we don't use shellac on it because we have a lot of vegan bakers. And
Mhm.
so instead of it not compromising the color, the quality, the shine of the product, especially for like our gold dragées, we want to make sure that
Mhm.
nothing's compromised, but everybody's included. And so we've worked with quite a few manufacturers, and we finally found the best manufacturer who's been doing our sprinkles for us, and we do them like without shellac, so there's no like the vegans can have it, the gluten sensitive people can have it, the dairy free people can have it. There's no chocolate, there's no spaghetti in our rods, like it's just pressed sugar. And so we want to be able to be inclusive, and so we have like this a stable whipped cream that we just brought in, and it is
Mhm.
a vegan stable whipped cream that a lot of other countries use because they don't actually use buttercream. Like a lot of people from India and
Mhm.
Brazil and Portugal and Mexico, they will use a stable whipped cream. But here in Canada, the stable whipped cream doesn't stay stable. It's gonna melt and go all nasty. But you can do a whole cake with this stuff. It's amazing. And so I want to be able to be so inclusive with all the products so that
Yeah.
you're not having to think. I mean, us moms and people are and bakers are having to think of 1,000 things. If it's like one less thing that we don't have to think about, then I mean, why not?
Yeah.
No, absolutely. So,
I kind of feel like I should have come to you before I made those egg-free cakes that I was required to make for a wedding, well, an anniversary
Mm-hmm.
cake a couple of weeks ago, because I had a couple of fails
Mm.
with that. It ended up on our baking craps
segment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
on our segment, yeah. But yeah, the cakes themselves, they said they were
yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
They said they tasted good, but I want them to be really good.
Totally.
I don't want it to be something where they're like, well, for something that doesn't have egg in it, it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be, wow, I never would have known,
Yeah,
Totally.
that's
you know?
exactly it.
And
Yeah.
that's
That's the biggest
Yeah.
compliment when you actually make a gluten-free or vegan cake is exactly that.
yeah.
Are you kidding me? This is
Yeah.
vegan and gluten-free, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, it's awesome.
For sure. Yeah. It's also
So
just a
fun.
science. Like it literally is a science. When you're vegan baking, more than regular baking, when you're
Yeah.
vegan baking, you have to know
Mhm.
that like the egg qualifies these things. So you have to add these things to have a chemical
Yes.
reaction in your cake to make it rise, which is what the egg would help you with. And so it's quite very nerdy and it's very fun. But yeah,
I love
once
it.
you find out
Love the
all the
science.
things, you're like, oh yeah, I could totally do it once you know the thing. So it's so fun.
Yes.
Yeah. So Stacie, thanks so much for sharing your amazing, incredible story of where you are now. Cannot wait to see where you take this new journey, or newish journey, I guess,
Yeah.
and keep doing all the amazing things that you're doing and continuing to build community as well. We speak about the how wonderful our baking community is, and it's people like you that that keep that spirit alive, and having these amazingly beautiful, inclusive places that we all can come and support, but also learn. And so we really are thrilled to know you and to continue to support you along the way too, and be part of that
Thank
wild
you.
ride. So yeah,
I love that you guys are doing this. I think it's so amazing. I love all the people you brought on. I think keep going. It's amazing. We need this in this space.
oh cool,
Thank you.
thanks so much.
That
Like
means
we've
a
had
lot.
Yeah, and we've had so much fun doing this. And seriously, it was like this crazy whim. And it was our husbands as well, who basically encouraged us to actually do this. And so we're like, hey, sure, why not? So here we are.
Husbands have good ideas
They
sometimes,
do.
don't they,
Sometimes,
Stacie?
sometimes we should give them more credit.
We should.
Yeah, we should.
We should,
Love
right?
you, Chris.
Oh, love you, babe.
My husband and I were sitting on the couch last night because he helps me with all of my bookkeeping stuff. Because like with my concussion, I don't trust myself. So he's doing it. We're sitting on the couch doing it. I was like, "Thank you for all your help." And he's like, "Yeah, of course." I'm like, "I can pay you in hugs if you'd like, or I'll bake you. I'll make you crepes or something." And he's like, "It's okay. I don't need to get paid."
Aw,
So
that's so awesome.
He gets paid in hugs, high fives, and crepes. That's his.
There you go.
You know,
that's all right. I would work
sounds pretty good.
Yeah,
I would work for hugs and crepes and
there you go.
That's awesome. So
cute.
now we've come to the time in the program that is our
Ooh,
That was my drum roll.
I love that.
drum roll. Yes, it's super exciting. And if you've listened to our podcast, you know what's coming next. It is our round of this or that. Stacie, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Lisa, kick it off.
All right. Stacie, cake or cookies?
Cake.
For eating or for making?
Or?
We're talking about
eating.
We're talking
I'm saying
about
eating, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
You get more. You get more in a slice of cake than you do a cookie. So that's my.
This is very true.
That's very true. But you can eat multiple cookies.
But you can eat one piece of cake or like 5 cookies. Feels better.
I always like to make like my dessert or snack time like an event. So I get my cup of coffee and I have my plate of whatever. And it's just so nice to have a solid like plate of something, and you sit down and you're like, okay, it's time. You know, I mean, cookies, it's just more of a munchy, snacky type of thing. Whereas cake can be part of the event.
Cake could be breakfast.
Sure.
Or lunch.
100%.
Or dinner. Or snack.
Midnight snack.
Right? Cake
24/7.
Yeah.
24/7 cake. Yep, I love it. Good. Coffee or tea? See the British background? It's a challenging one, isn't it?
I love tea. I survive on coffee, but I love tea. So I'd probably pick tea because like I love the taste of tea better.
Okay. So do you have a favorite? A favorite tea?
Thai fu. It's like
Thai fu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Thai fu is like the best.
They're pretty good.
You can get it from Freshco. Like it's amazing. It's British and it's like you gotta have like 2 tea bags. Like when I lived in England, it was called like builder's tea. So it's so dark you can't see the bottom of your cup. Like that's how dark I like it. But you use 2 bags of the Thai fu tea and it's just like it's wonderful.
And you drink your tea black?
No, I have 2 clouds of milk. So when the milk
2 clouds?
So when you pour the milk, the cloud comes up,
and
1 cloud, 2 clouds.
I love it. That's the best description ever of how to take your tea.
I've never actually.
3.
Yeah, that's
I'll take
amazing.
my Thai fu with 2 tea bags and 2 clouds of milk.
But
double clouds.
Don't put the milk in where the tea bags are in there. The tea bags have to come out before the milk goes in.
Yeah.
Christina doesn't ever take her tea bags out.
Nope.
What? Oh, is it right? Is
real
it
builder's
tea?
Probably.
Yeah. I'm drinking an elderberry blackberry.
Oh
tea.
yeah, you got that strong.
Can't make builder's tea out of that.
You can't.
American or a meringue buttercream?
Meringue.
Meringue. Which one?
Swiss.
Yeah.
Swiss meringue.
my
You
favorite.
Nice.
guys are together on that one.
We
for
are.
Yeah. Yeah. And we were talking about that vegan powder. Actually, you can make a beautiful vegan Swiss meringue with that meringue powder that
Yeah.
Stacie carries. It's
Yeah.
I'm
awesome.
excited about
Yeah, it's a
that.
really, really good product.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to get some of that.
And on
Yeah.
the website,
Yes,
I give you instructions on how to use it because the back of the bag doesn't really, or the front of the bag doesn't even tell you how to properly use it. So I tell you for cookies and for Swiss meringue, so you're good.
Yeah, it's
Perfect.
brilliant.
That's awesome.
All right, Lambeth or a geode cake?
Lambeth. Every time.
Yeah,
Do you
geode
like
cakes.
Lambeth cakes? Like the way they look?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think they're so pretty.
Yeah.
I think they're so pretty. And like the ruffles you can do at the top, like we just got all new ruffle tips. So I'm actually obsessed in this
Oh,
era.
yes.
And I'm doing a reel on it right now. And it's like the ruffles that go around it. It's just so delicate and beautiful. The Geo, I feel like I'm going to like take my teeth
Really?
out.
Yeah. Well, how do
exactly.
you? Because you can't even eat that part of the cake, right? You'd literally have to like scrape it out,
Cut it out.
and then you lose so much of your cake. And I
Mm-hmm.
cannot unsee what I cannot unsee. I'm just
I
saying.
mean, you saw the one that I made for the midwives, Christina.
Yes.
Right.
You can't unsee.
It was really unfortunate, Stacie. They said they wanted something kind of I don't want to say the word. But so I'm a labor
Think
and
about
delivery nurse.
midwives. Yeah.
And this
is where
was
my brain is seeing something.
pregnant
but I'm not
midwife.
sure if this...
Yeah, so
That's what we're talking about.
they wanted shades of pink and so and I had never ever thought about a geode cake looking like that until I made that cake, and then I was just like,
you can't unsee that.
I don't really want to see this.
You can never unsee
I see enough of that at work.
You never unsee it.
I don't want to see it when I'm baking. So
No, you
anyway,
don't.
let's change the subject now. Oh man. Okay, tall cake or a slab cake?
Tall cake.
Yeah. They're just so much fun, right?
Yeah.
They really are.
Totally. It's like a statement.
That double-barreled cake, Christina, that you made for the Washing Up podcast, that was gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it was interesting flavor combo.
Yeah, they didn't love it, but that's okay. I'm
should
going to eat
have.
some when I come visit. Yes. Did
No,
you
it
see
was,
that, Stacie? It was
did you
all
see-
of their favorites.
I don't remember the flavors.
Oh, so Saskatoon berry,
Yeah.
matcha,
Matcha is
yuzu,
his favorite. Yeah.
and then it was decorated with some ruby chocolate. So these were all flavors that they love to hate.
Right.
So
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
a
so
lot of
we
flavor.
put it all together in one cake.
Gigantically tall, beautiful cake. I thought.
Yeah, I actually used cupcakes for those because I originally had made the cupcakes. And then I just stacked them. So they were like the cake itself was probably like about a 3-inch diameter and then straight up, but really challenging. I had to put like a dowel through the center because it's just so challenging with such a small,
so narrow,
small, very narrow.
Absolutely. You got a dowel stuff like that for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
cool. So another trendy cake question here: burn away cake or ribbon cake?
See, I love the burn away thing. I think I did one as a cookie, as a reel for like a cookie, and it was like it said love.
I think I saw that.
And I put my husband and I's like picture underneath.
I saw that actually.
Yeah. I thought it was really cute. So I love the burn away thing. Like I love the idea of it. Do people do it right now? But it's a gray area. It's such a gray area. Do you print edible paper on top that you're burning, or do you just use like wafer paper and regular ink? And it's like a whole thing that we regularly get asked questions. So I'm like, just keep everything edible. Just try and do it edible. I'm gonna say burn away cake.
Okay, I see. I thought because you like the Lambeth cake that you would definitely go for the ribbon cake, just because it's so pretty and dainty, and you're seeing it everywhere on Instagram right now. It's all about the beautiful little ribbon cakes.
It is. It really is. I do love the ribbon cake though. I do love. You know what? I'm gonna say the burn away. I love the burn away. I think I'm gonna try.
You know what? We don't. As you know, there are no right or wrong answers to any of these, and it's just fun discussion. You're good, and even if there were wrong answers, because on some questions maybe there are, We're not going
Hey,
to judge you for those.
You'll talk to me after I'm gone off the podcast. Can you believe what she
Can you
said?
believe? No, never,
never,
never, never.
never.
Judgment free,
I just,
super supportive, all inclusive.
yeah.
Totally.
My favorite thing is just hearing everybody's differing
Yeah.
opinions, right? Because a
Yeah.
lot of these questions are the same questions we ask other people. And it was funny to me actually when we asked you coffee or tea and you didn't immediately say one like definitively, because usually that's the case. People are like, oh,
Mhm.
coffee,
Mhm.
100% coffee,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of thing. And so it's always really fun because you kind of have these preconceived notions in your head of what the
Totally.
person is going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you
Totally.
don't
And then,
know them, right? So
Yeah.
it's really
and then,
fun. I really
and I think it's,
enjoy this.
yeah, and I think it's also the banter that happens as a at the end, right, where
Yeah.
you try to find out why, and everybody's
Yeah.
got a different opinion on whatever, and why they're
Totally.
attracted or agree with that particular thing or not. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
absolutely.
People are fascinating. So
Yeah, they are.
People are fascinating.
fascinating.
Definitely. Okay. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or Pinterest.
Here's
This
the
or that
thing.
or that or that.
Here's the thing.
Sorry?
Here's the thing.
Yes.
I do reels all the time. And
Mhm.
so like I go for if I'm going personal, let's go personal. Let's do personal. Let's just do that. Personally,
Personal.
I'll probably go Pinterest because I don't like the
Okay.
onslaught of the videos, but that could become my concussion. But Instagram for business and reels, TikTok for business and whatever that entails. What was the other one?
Facebook.
I just link it to Facebook so it like
Yeah.
gets those people. And then I'm like a Pinterest nut. You should see my Pinterest. It's like all the renos I want to do with my husband. Like the bathroom reno, the bedroom reno. He's like, when are we doing these? I was like, we'll find time. It's fine.
Of course, you're not running a huge business, bringing all the new stuff in there. We got lots of time,
And
you've got a
Facebook
couple of
Marketplace.
kids, and yeah.
Facebook Marketplace for all your renos. There you go.
I
Yep.
do.
That's the way to do it.
That's the way I do
I
it. That's
believe
what I
it.
got that hutch off in my new hutch in my store. It's like this antique hutch that was like this, and it was like, walnut kind of. And I picked it up for free, first of all. And the lady was like, oh, what are you doing with this? I was like, oh, I'm using it for displays in my store. She's like, I hope you're not painting it. And I was like, no, never. It's pink. And then I wallpapered the back of it, this like beautiful,
It's
like
beautiful.
stenciled. It's so gorgeous. But she wants to come visit. And I was like, don't come visit. Don't come visit. I took all the doors off, everything. Yeah.
Oh man. Hey, once you give something away, it is no longer yours to say what you want done with it, right?
So true. Or when you sell a house to somebody and then you go in and you see what they've done with it, maybe you're, whatever. And then it's totally different from how you had it. And,
Totally.
It's theirs. You can't go back and say, what'd you do that for? We love that part of the house.
Our childhood home that my parents bought in 1987 for $119,000. My sister and I went to look at it recently because they were having an open house, and it's on the market for $1.2 million, I believe.
Wow.
But everything that they did in there was just, and I was like, oh, I love this so much. I wish I could buy this house. It would be so cool to have my childhood house, but have it fully upgraded and gorgeous. If I could afford it, if it was still the 119,000, wonderful. Sure.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, love it. I
was happy with what they
did. Fun. Pie or cake?
Pie.
Any favorites?
I love lemon meringue pie. Love lemon meringue pie. And my daughter loves lemon meringue pie. She asked it for her birthday 2 years ago. She's like, I don't do cake. Can I do lemon meringue? I'm like, you're 5, but it's fine. I love like a good like butter tart. I think it's the English in me, like the mint tarts, pecan pies. Like I love it all.
Yeah, so good. I think it's like crunchy factor of the crust, maybe. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. And lemon meringue, I'm all over.
I do. There's just so much work.
Yes, they are.
The sweet pies, you can just like throw everything in and it turns out.
Yeah,
somehow.
I do love them when I can get them.
Get somebody else to bake it for you, right?
Yeah.
Why not? Someone else
go.
can do the savory stuff.
Perfect.
Okay, now we're moving on to chocolate.
Okay.
So dark, milk, white, or some other fancy flavored chocolate.
If I had no allergies, I'm a white chocolate
Right.
girl.
Yeah. That's why we
And
get
then,
along so
I
well,
know,
Stacie.
I know. And then with my allergies, I couldn't have white chocolate. So I have to do dark. But also, Superstore has their no name. I actually have a bar of it in my in the store. It's a President's Choice no name yellow no name bar, and
Yeah.
it's made in France. And their milk chocolate their dark chocolate tastes like milk chocolate, and it's dairy free.
Oh,
Wow.
It's $1 too, so it's very dangerous.
that's so
Superstore. Who
good.
would have thunk it?
So like
That's
Have
no
you
exciting,
tried?
name,
exciting actually.
yellow. It's made in France. It's like it's so good. So if you
How
So,
did
love
you
and have
discover
the
that?
milk,
Yeah,
you could
that
eat a
sounds
whole
like a
bar
good option.
easy.
have you tried melting it down and using it for like chocolate or anything like that, or did you just eat it?
I put
I
in
just,
banana bread once because I didn't have any other chocolate. But normally I just eat it very
yeah,
quickly. So there's nothing left,
I mean, that's much more cost effective than Valrhona, I
right?
would
right?
say.
Or even
Good old
Haribo,
dollar.
or yeah,
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
for
totally.
sure.
cool. All
Wow,
right,
I'm going to
and
go to
then
my superstore.
right, I know I'm thinking that too.
And
I'm like,
dark
maybe I'll just
chocolate.
pick up a bar and
Dark
then
chocolate.
melt it down and see if it works for, sometimes you just need a little chocolate decor or whatever and just
Yeah,
melt it
yeah,
down. Yeah.
yeah.
And then that brings us to the last one, very controversial one. Butter tarts. Raisins
Oh,
or no raisins?
no raisins.
Okay.
I knew she
That's
was going to
why,
say
No.
yes.
But I
Ah.
will say, if you toast some walnuts, like toast them
Mhm.
first, and then once they're like almost done baking, you sprinkle those on top.
So
It
again, you
gets
get
like
that nice
the sweet
jumbo.
and then the salty on top. I'm okay with that.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
that sounds
All
pretty good.
right.
No
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
raisins.
I can
Mm-hmm.
handle that.
No, no. Cool. That
Ah,
is fantastic.
oh
Well,
well,
that's
that's
awesome. So
okay.
I think the no raisin butter tart has just gone slightly. I think
Slightly in your favor, yeah.
I think so.
Mm.
Yeah. I think the
That's
butter
okay.
tart debate with all our guests
That's
so
okay.
far.
I
Yeah.
mean, Katie was so passionate about raisins, all the raisins, that I feel like that kind of really that gives extra weight to the raisin
Don't you
side.
love her?
So, oh,
Don't you
she's
just love
Katie,
amazing.
her?
Yeah,
fabulous.
She's like
love her to
such a
pieces.
beautiful human. She's so wonderful.
Yes.
She is.
I keep telling her,
I
I'm like,
know.
please
I
move and we can be neighbors. You don't need to leave up
I
here. Come
know.
live by me. Our girls
You know what?
play.
Yes,
She's
right?
she'll come
And
down. She'll come down one of these days.
I
Not to
hope
live,
so.
but
No,
at least to visit. So that'll
yeah,
be
totally.
good.
we're trying to get her to come down actually, and that's one of the things. And we talked about it on the show here before, but we're doing a butter tart. We're taking it to the streets at some point
Oh,
when
love it.
Lisa's down, and we're trying to talk Katie to come down as well. And then
So
we'll
good.
bake up different butter tarts, and then we'll take it to the streets and get people's honest opinions and feedback in our own little informal but formal.
Great
Yeah.
Canadian butter tart show.
Yeah,
Ooh, I love that.
butter
I love that.
butter tart battle
I'm
So
of
excited
good.
about it.
BC.
So good.
So
It'll
that'd be kind of fun. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Well, thank you
Well,
so much for being here with us today, Stacie, and
No
we
problem.
really appreciate it. Now, do you have for our listeners your little tidbit of advice, your baking scrap?
Yes. And it actually is a scrap, so it totally works. In the cookie world, cookies get misshapen all the time. And so you use a little thing called like a cookie zester and you get to zest it. What you want to do is when you're zesting all your circles and squares and just getting everything all perfect, you have all this like extra zested cookies of cookie crumbs essentially. You take them and put them
Yeah.
in a Ziploc bag and just build it up in your freezer. And then you make a lemon meringue pie crust out of your scraps of your zest. It's
ooh,
so
Oh,
good because it's essentially like a vanilla cookie or a chocolate cookie or anything that you're just using up the scraps and then it goes.
awesome.
that's
You can
Now,
a
make little
very,
ones.
very good tip.
and there's no waste as well, so that's absolutely brilliant.
They're so
So
good.
do you? So with your cookie crust, do you like keep them separated? So you keep your vanilla cookies separate from your chocolate ones, or do you like just mix them all in one bag and kind of?
Good question.
I will always separate because
Yeah.
chocolate and lemon meringue don't really work in my favor, and I always just make a lemon meringue. So I will always separate them. But I find, especially like around Christmas time, or if you have a big wedding order and like you really want like those squares or whatever to be perfect, and sometimes like the
Yeah.
butter, the temperature, humidity in the air can just mess with your cookies. And so it just takes a quick little cookie shave down with a little cookie zester thing. And then, yeah, you sometimes you have like a mound, like a bowl full, and you just throw it in a Ziploc bag, put it in the freezer for later. And you can do like
And
lemon
then
lime
create.
zest in with it
Oh, yes.
and
Oh,
then bake it. Yeah.
that's a great idea.
Oh, or maybe some crushed up macadamia nuts
Oh,
in there
yeah.
too.
Totally. You can do
Oh,
anything.
I need to go
Oh,
bake.
okay. Yeah, I know,
Just
right?
to shave the cookie.
Right? Exactly. Now I feel like I need to make some sugar cookies and try decorating them.
Totally. So you
So
can
do
have
you
the
sell
crust.
those zesters at your store? The
I
cookie
do.
zesters?
I do. Yeah.
Excellent.
I made sure that I got them in because if you don't know about them, then you're like, oh man, my circles or my squares, or like circles and
Yeah.
squares are always like the bane of my
Mhm.
existence sometimes. And it also depends on if it's warm outside, cold outside, raining outside, it
Right.
all messes with it. And the butter, if they've changed the butter ratio of water in there, it messes
Yeah.
with it, your
Yeah.
oven. And so I always made sure that I had these in store because like once you've tried them, it'll be a game changer. Just like one little shave on each side and you're good to go. And it looks like you're a perfect baker.
And then you can
So
make a lemon
And
meringue pie
then you
with.
can make a lemon meringue pie.
I have my list of what I am going to be looking for when I come to see you
Yeah.
at the end of this month, and I am very excited about it. And
I
then
can't
Mhm.
in
wait
the
for you guys
fall,
to
I
come.
will be there for these classes. Oh man, I can't wait.
They're going to
Yeah,
be
so
so good.
awesome. And so, if anybody wants to actually check out Stacie, sugarlovedesigns.com is her website, and follow her on Instagram at SugarLove Baking Supplies. Awesome inspiration. I love your little reels. You make your cookie decorating look so freaking easy, Stacie. It's like I aspire to still do that, but I'm, like I said, truly pathetic at that. But I will keep
We'll work
trying.
on you.
Maybe.
We'll work on you.
Sounds awesome. But thank you again for joining us. Thanks for your time and your energy. And thanks again for what you're doing and continuing to build this beautiful baking community that we're all a big part of. So thanks so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you so much for having me. I had so much
Thank
fun. Thank you.
you. Oh,
Good.
that's awesome.
Can't
We'll
wait.
have you another time. We really appreciate you
Sounds
Yes.
being here.
good. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Stacie.
Thanks,
Talk to you
Stacie.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Well, that was great.
So much fun. Are we
It's
doing the
fabulous.
little recap? Are we
Yes.
doing? Oh, okay.
That's what we're doing. Sorry, did I not? I put on my official voice there. Well, that was really fun. I
It
enjoyed it.
wasn't it a blast, Lisa? No. Oh my
She
God.
was really lovely.
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't she though? She's just such a sweetheart and really one of the true gems in this baking space as well. And I'm so glad that I took that sugar cookie decorating cookie class from her like so many moons ago.
Yeah.
And
Made that connection.
made that connection and followed her after that. Like I said, my sugar cookie decorating is still purely pathetic. I should actually make some and show you how truly pathetic I am.
I
Actually,
mean, I have seen some that
I
you
know,
made at
right?
my house, but I figured you were just distracted because we were watching the Great Canadian Baking Show while we
Yeah,
were decorating.
that had to be it. Sure, we'll use that as the
Yeah.
excuse. But I do a great marbled sugar cookie. That I can
I bet.
do. Yeah.
Okay, you can
So
show me that
that's super
technique.
easy. Oh, yeah, super easy. You
Fabulous.
just actually, yeah, maybe I'll do a little reel on that one day.
Do that. That sounds like a good
So,
idea. And I'll do
so
one on portrait cookies.
I know, which is crazy.
How was that?
That's,
That was something I only tried the one time, so who knows how well it would turn out when I'm not 100% inspired by my fabulous subjects, because that was pretty
and
great.
speaking of portrait cookies, I don't know if you follow Lucy Bakes on Instagram.
Do I?
So Lucy with a Lucie
I feel like I do.
Bakes. And she does some incredible portrait work. She actually does a lot of, she's done some classes with at Stacie's
Oh,
place as well.
golly, would you look at that? I can't do anything
Uh,
like
uh,
that.
right? Right?
Wow. Wow.
Amazing. And so maybe we could actually get her on as a guest one day to talk about her portrait cookies. They are incredible works of art. I know,
I
just
mean,
mind
you are
blowing.
pathetic if you're comparing to her. I would never
You're,
call you pathetic, but I'm very pathetic also compared
I'm
to that.
very, I'm very well aware of my shortcomings. That is definitely one of them.
I mean,
But
you can't be fabulous at everything.
right, that's what I think. That's what I
Yeah.
think.
And
So,
you are fabulous at macaron, and
uh,
I suck
no,
at
you
them.
don't.
I'm pathetic. Well, when
Well,
I
we're
have
gonna.
you walking me through it step by step, then I'm not as pathetic as I am
Well,
by myself.
we are going to be making some macarons with our other special guests that we're doing a bake along
Great.
with. So
Good to know.
while something else is happening,
Well, our other thing.
we've got some time to make some
Yes.
macarons. So
Okay.
we're gonna do a double bake day with
That
our
sounds
special
awesome.
guests coming up. So
I'm so looking
that's
forward
going to
to
be
that.
fun. Me too.
Yes.
Me too.
Excellent. All right. Well,
Nice.
I think that we have basically wrapped it up.
I think we have as
Yeah.
well. Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Go and have a
thank you,
nice day.
my
Enjoy
dear.
the sunshine.
Yes, you as well. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend out there. Enjoy that sunshine and warmth and stay well
Yes.
and stay
Thank you.
hydrated.
Oh, yeah. With my coffee.
I've got my tea
I'll get some water.
and
Good.
I still have the little cupcake. And actually, I don't know if you noticed, but those
Yeah.
are like some sprinkles and those are from Stacie's place
Oh,
as
put it
well.
up a little
And actually,
higher. Oh, yeah. That's beautiful.
yeah, they're
That,
just
that is,
really
oh,
beautiful.
that's such a beautiful shot. Thank you
So
very much for the cupcake.
there you go.
I'm
No
excited. Is that
problem.
ube on the top?
Is it, pardon? Is it?
The color is like ube.
It is like an ube. I had some leftover ube colored buttercream. So
It
that's what I
looks
used with
lovely.
did a quick little swirl on there. And there's actually some fresh cherry in the cupcake as well.
Thanks
So
for thinking of me.
no
I
problem.
appreciate
Anytime.
it.
All right.
Cheers to you, friend.
Have a great weekend. Cheers, my friend.
You too. We'll see you soon. Bye. And
Sounds
thanks
good.
everyone for listening.
Thank you, everyone. Talk to you next week.